a lot of these spaces, at least for me, like it just feel like what I was kind of saying earlier, male, white dominated, and they're the ruler, and everyone else that's not in that space is less than.
Yeah.
Like you're a kid, you're giving away your virginity to your father and God. And so, do you know what I mean? Like, right. And like, we can chuckle today and I get that, right. But like at the age of 12, like you're really believing it, right? Like you really buy that you're doing the right thing, and you'll, whatever the message is, you'll go to heaven, you'll be okay, you'll be clean, you'll be pure, right? Whatever the message is. And I agree, like pulling back right after like meeting others that also have gone through that, you can kind of chuckle at it, but like that's a real thing people truly buy into, that like they and that they are a failure if they don't do these things, or something is wrong with them. They can't talk to anyone.
Well, and the all or nothingness, right? I mean, that's part of the binary. That's part of, there's no gray here. It's like there has to be buy-in or else, right? And it's a big or else. Like so with purity culture and how pervasive it is, especially for my generation, and our generation. I don't mean to exclude you.
You're good. You're good.
So in that way, like I asked some people on like my Instagram, like what's a metaphor that was used to describe your purity or your, body. These stories are insane. Wow. I mean, literally the whole underlying message is always like, if you have sex before marriage, you are unwhole, you're broken, you can't be fixed, you're tainted, you're dirty. Like, so some of these things, my friend is telling me, oh, everybody, they passed around a rose and everybody took a petal. And then at the end of it, they said, this is what you're like if you give yourself away. And it was like this mangled like stem. Then there was a metaphor of, you're a rental car, and if you get in a couple accidents, you will have to pay a lot of money, right? Because you need to be in pristine condition. Chewed up gum, like so a pastor gave a kid a piece of gum, said chew it up and then try to make it straight again, try to make it go back in the wrapper. It's like, oh, you can't, because it's used, because it's already locked.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So just other messages around purity, right? But I'm thinking like anything, like being queer.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
They're all, absolutely. These are obviously ways in which they're showing your virginity as like never getting back and doing all these things. And God kind of essentially owns you, and we own you in a way. Like, but that's also like, those are similar messages, like being interested in someone of the same sex or being attracted. Like those are all wrong.
Exactly, because if everything's through the lens of heteronormativity, then it's like, well, you can't change. You have to stay the stick of gum. You cannot defer. You cannot do anything outside of like what was decided is best. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And